Hello there, language enthusiasts. Have you ever noticed that some words or even whole sentences read the same backwards as they do forward? Take the word level, for instance. Whether you read it from left to right or right to left, it stays exactly the same. Isn't that cool? These special words and phrases are called palindromes, and today we are going to explore them. Now, it can be a word, phrase, number, or sentence that reads identically from both directions. Think of it like a mirror. But why are they so interesting? Well, they show the symmetry and balance that can exist in language. They are not just the wordplay, but are also a great way to sharpen your mind. So whether you are a person who loves to solve a puzzle or game teasers, palindromes are just for you. Let's start with some common palindrome words that you might already know. They are simple, everyday words that read the same backward and forward. Let's look at some examples. Mom. Read it from either side. It's the same. Similarly, we have dad. Then we have racecar. Surprising, right? Another one is rotator. I hope you got it. Now let's take a look at some phrases and sentences. These are a bit more complex, but they are also more interesting. For example, one of the most famous palindrome sentences is a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. It reads the same backwards as it does forward, which is pretty impressive. Another example is, was it a car or a cat I saw? Flipping it also gives us the same statement. Was it a car or a cat I saw? Then we have no lemon, no melon. Try reading it backwards. It's the same, right? And another one is step on no pets. The letters are in the same order from right to left and left to right. Step on no pets. Isn't it amazing how not only individual words but entire sentences can be crafted as palindromes? These cleverly constructed phrases maintain their meaning and form whether you read them from left to right or from right to left. Now, did you know palindromes are not just for words? They can also be found in numbers. For example, the number 121 is a palindrome because it reads the same forward and backwards. Palindromic numbers are often used in puzzles and games, adding another layer of fun to the concept. Remember the date? 2nd February 2020. It's a palindrome date, meaning it reads the same forward and backward, just like the words and sentences we've been exploring. These types of dates are rare and quite special because they create a sense of symmetry. Now that we have covered different types of palindromes, let's take a look at some famous palindromes that you might often see and also use in your conversations. These are words that you probably come across regularly, and they are perfect examples of how palindromes are mixed in our everyday language. For instance, radar is a common word used in technology, and it's a palindrome because it reads the same forward and backward. Let's look at some example sentences. The plane was detected by radar long before it came into view. Or, thanks to the radar system, we were able to track the storm's movement accurately. Another great example is tenet, which we often use while talking about beliefs and principles. Here are some examples. One of the main tenets of their philosophy is treating others with kindness. Or the company operates on the tenet that customer satisfaction is highly important. And then there is civic, a word we encounter frequently, whether we are discussing cars or topics related to citizenship. For example, she takes her civic duties seriously and never misses voting in elections. Another example is the new civic center has become a hub for local activities and meetings. Let's add a few more to our list. Words like solos and kayak are also palindromes that you might come across. Now, solos refers to performances or activities done by a single person without anyone else. For example, a singer might perform several solos during a concert. For example, her solos are reaching 1 million views online. On the other hand, kayak is a type of small, narrow boat typically used by one person, though it can sometimes hold two. Let's look at some sentences. We rented a kayak and spent the afternoon paddling down the river. Or she loves to kayak on the lake when it is calm. And let's not forget words like stats, refer, and madam. These words are not just fun to recognize, but also used quite often in daily conversations. Now, stats is short for statistics, which refers to your numerical data. For example, you might say, the coach reviewed the player's stats before making the final decision. Or, according to the latest stats, the company's performance has improved. Similarly, refer means to direct someone to a source of help or information. You could use it like this. If you need more information, I can refer you to an expert on this topic. Or the doctor decided to refer the patient to a specialist. And for madam, which is a polite form of address for a woman in a formal situation, you might hear, Madam, your table is ready. Please follow me. Or the letter was addressed to Madam. Noon is another familiar word that fits the palindrome pattern perfectly. It's a word we use every day to refer to the middle of the day, 12 p.m., when the sun is at its highest point. For example, I'll have brunch at noon, or I have a meeting at noon. And lastly, we have Malayalam, a fascinating palindrome that's actually one of the languages of India, spoken mostly in Kerala. You might hear she speaks Malayalam fluently, having grown up in Kerala. Or the movie was originally filmed in Malayalam, but it has been dubbed into several other languages. I hope you had as much fun learning about them as I did sharing them with you. If you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you will never miss out on our future lessons. Now, go out there and start spotting palindromes in your daily life. You might be surprised at how often they come up in your conversations. And do not forget to share your favorite palindromes in the comments below. I'll see you again in our next lesson. Until then, goodbye.